This is the Magicshine SeeMee R300 radar taillight, and you should not buy this product. Welcome to Overbiked Rendineering, a YouTube channel where we look at the equipment and strategies that are best suited for long-distance cycling events like brevets. And this is not it. Let's dive in. Magicshine sent out the SeeMee R300 at no charge for review. Starting off, opening up the box is a pretty good start. The design of the R300 unit seems quite nice. It's sleek and it's got space for a big battery inside, which I hoped would be quite useful for the long-distance cyclists. Inside the box there's a quick start guide, so you don't even need to open up the instruction manual to get the unit unlocked and ready to go. Also included are mounts for aero seat posts, as well as a round or D-shaped seat post and a charging cable. The unit itself weighs 113 grams, which is spot on the specifications. And one of the mounts weighs 12 grams. So far, so good. Cycling through the unit features, when you first turn the light on, it has green lights for both power on and radar on. Doing a long press turns the radar off. For the different modes, this is a low constant mode. It's got a central beam type rear light and some side view cob LEDs that give good side visibility. The light is pretty bright. Moving up to high mode, it's very bright. And then it has a breathing mode and a couple of flashing modes. Problems with the R300 started to show very early in my testing though. Because I test for long distance cycling, truthful battery life is really important. And so I would test the runtimes for lights and radar modes on this unit and recharge it, testing the charge capacity with this digital voltage checker. The charge capacity of the battery is spot on the claims made by Magicshine, so there's no problems there. But that made it a bit more puzzling about why the runtime claims were so far off their marketing materials. Let's take a look. With a large battery size and pretty robust runtime claims, I was excited that the R300 might be one of the top choices for long-distance cyclists looking for a radar. Testing said otherwise. One positive note with these tests is that whether it was high or low brightness mode on the light, the brightness of the light was constant throughout the entire test, and there was no degradation of brightness as the battery was drained. It was just as bright at the beginning of the test as it was at the end. That said, the runtimes were greatly overestimated in the marketing materials. I started off testing the low constant brightness mode, which had a claimed runtime of 32.7 hours. I found the actual results were only 20 hours of runtime, which is about 61% of the claim. When checking radar-only mode, the 26.18 hours of claimed runtime was actually only 21 hours. This was 80% of the claim, which is a bit closer, but still far too low compared to what should be posted on the website. The claims really start to fall apart when the light is in high mode. In high mode, Magicshine claimed that the R300 could get 19.5 hours of runtime, where my test measured only 6.5. That's 1/3 of their claim. This actually shouldn't come as a surprise though if you look at the claim brightness compared to the battery size. The high mode is claimed to be just over 3 times as bright as the low mode. My hotspot testing confirms that, with the high mode being about 3.3 times as bright. So one would expect that the low mode would last about 3.3 times as long as the high mode, and that's exactly what my testing shows. However, that math does not apply to the claims made by Magicshine on their webpage. They would expect that the high mode would last over 60% as long as the low mode, despite having over 3 times the brightness. The math just doesn't add up. I emailed Magicshine about this, and they just told me to do my test again with a fan, and they did not change any of their materials. I did retest with a fan and got the exact same results. I also tested the R300 with high brightness mode and the radar on. The claim of 8 hours was, again, not even close. I got 4 hours and 45 minutes of runtime, which is less than 60% of the claim. This is better than high light only mode compared to the claim, but it's still way off expectations. But I've had products before from Magicshine that don't fully live up to their claimed runtimes, but they're still excellent and highly recommendable. And so the R300 still has, 21 hours of radar-only runtime? That would make an excellent radar unit. And then the light function could act as a backup light if the main light has some sort of failure. That is, if the radar performs well. And it took less than 100 kilometers on this unit to realize that it does not perform well. It's, in fact, quite miserable to use.
The R300 blinks wildly when cars are coming by and speeds up the blinking when they come by quickly. However, it does a really bad job of identifying when a car is completely passed and when oncoming traffic is still coming. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to cut my R300 radar taillight review a little bit short because of how short this product came up. It started with the false battery life claims. After I reported those reports were brushed off, even after I showed the math that proves that it should not perform as claimed on their website. But worse than that is the radar performance. In just a few rides, I've had many false positive alerts. On this ride right now, I had 4 in the span of less than 1 kilometer. And it's really annoying to keep getting these false alerts. But there are dangerous qualities from the radar performance too. There were several examples over the past few days of false negatives. The radar did not report cars when they were coming up behind. That's horrible. Even worse than that, it gets worse still, is it would sometimes report false all clears. So even though cars were not passed, it would report that it was all clear, signaling that I could get back over in the lane a little bit more. So this could actively be dangerous as opposed to just being a poor performing safety product. So stay away from this one. The goodwill I've had towards Magicshine for high performance EVO 1700 and the SeeMee300 taillight, that's hurt significantly by the poor performance of this R300. So stay away from this one, everyone. Ride safe. See you in the next video. A beautiful evening out. However, this is not exactly where one would expect a false positive alert from their R300 radar. But it is very beautiful.